Thank you very much. The Netherlands is seeking a new role that is in keeping with this changing world. Low and middle income countries are increasingly our trading partners. A flourishing economy, a prosperous middle class, a favorable business climate are as much in their interest as in ours. Promoting our interest and combating poverty go naturally hand in hand in today's world.
Basically, the minister underlined the relationship that she sees between trade and aid, especially for middle income or lower middle income emerging markets. Of course, we have to be very careful not to forget the fragile areas and conflict-ridden countries that really cannot stand on their own feet. There's hardly any infrastructure, there's no environment that enables this type of economic growth. So we have to be very careful to distinguish between the different groups of countries that we try to help and promote.
Acting on the injustice of inequality is an absolute precondition for achieving the goal of eliminating extreme poverty. That is an end in itself. It's a moral imperative that humanity needs to fulfill. But there are other, urgent reasons to reduce inequality. Increasing inequality is a source of social unrest and conflict. This makes it a serious threat to social cohesion, to stability, and thus to sustained economic growth.
How will the effectiveness of the Good Growth Fund be monitored and measured?
I do think that in combining trade and aid and acknowledging the power of middle-class people in emerging and emerged countries, there is an added value.
Well, it's very important to strive for just business. And if you really manage to have just business, as I mentioned, socially responsible, environmentally friendly and tax-paying, then you might not need development cooperation in the future. So it's very important that you link the two sectors together and they're not both two separate sectors doing their own thing.
I love tit for tat. Not only one side. I want Dutch people also, they give, also they receive. In Africa at 6, it's dark. I find this Dutch person who is making this light, they can charge their mobile and have light in their home.
By encouraging economic activity, we're also bolstering purchasing power in an inclusive way. This can help strengthen local markets. After all, it means people have more money to spend. So stepping up or expanding our trade and investment relations with given countries reduces the need for direct poverty reduction.
I'm sure that we are sincere in our search for solutions to the problem of poverty and of inequality, ever-growing inequality. And that's difficult. I mean, that is a search.
Talking about solidarity, I think that you can see, we as Cordaid see that we still have the same donor support base, but that on the other side you have people who are so skeptical, but they're skeptical about anything. And it's a difficult group to inform, to convince, to make confident that we are all of, that we have very trustworthy agendas and money is not being thrown away, and that people need this.
I'm not yet convinced that as reducing the funds, reducing your development aid funds, can be compensated by being more smart in international cooperation. If we have to maybe talk a little bit more, and in fact that's what these discussions are for, that we try to learn from comments of the people, from young, especially young professional people.
My question is, I would like to see a change in the way in which we work with development in developing countries. I would like to see a different system, one which strives to improve good governance, that we see Africa in a positive light, that we want to invest in Africa, and that we try to find a new system in which to do this.
Yet the discussion is also raising concerns. There's a fear that rich countries will scale back their investment in development more and more. And precisely to ward off that danger, we need a standard, a new standard. The Netherlands will play its part by contributing to a new agenda for a new world.